Okay, everybody, give me a minute. Okay, so this is an extremely important video, and I need everybody's help. And I've never asked any one of you out here for anything all of these years that I've been out here helping people. But I'm asking for your help right now. I'm about to let you listen to something, and I'm going to tell you what I've lived through in my own testimony for the last 3 or 4 years. The local Ocala Police Department has done absolutely nothing to help me, and they've labeled me as crazy when I call them for help. This guy, this warlock, flew here. I moved in this place in September. This guy flew here in August to kidnap me, to kill me, and he was putting all these death threat videos, like the videos I was showing you. He put all those videos on my television to let me know that he was there and what he was going to do. This is all psychological terror, what this guy does. I called the police. They would not even come to my house. I said, I want to show you what they're doing. The police would not even come to my house. This is the Ocala police. They have not done any investigation. I've been reporting for at least a good 8 years now that they've been hacked into my internet. They've done no investigation whatsoever. They just say, oh, no one, what they said to me was, it's above my pay grade. They've done no investigation whatsoever. And I find this very peculiar what's happening in this town. I feel like I'm living in that movie, The Stepford Wives, where nothing is real. Nothing is real. I've never seen a police department act like this. Never, never. So evidently, I told you last week the cops were here for this black chick upstairs. And evidently yesterday, last night, she came back to this apartment and they had changed the locks on the door. So I guess she called the cops, and I was getting ready to call the cops because after the recent death threats I received, or the threats that they were going to forcibly remove me from my house, there was a car sitting outside my house again with its lights on, facing in my window. And then this girl, this black chick, knocked on my door, and I said, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. So I didn't answer the door, and I went and I looked out the window. The car left, but the girl was still there. Then I saw the police pull up, and I opened the door and I said, she just knocked on my door. And I said, I'm getting death threats. So they offered to come in the house to speak to me. They said, we'll be in a few minutes. I'll speak to you. And I told him that she was one of his witches. And what these people do when they speak to me, they're very arrogant. They're very nasty. They're very condescending. They speak to me like I'm crazy, like I'm out of my mind. Oh, she's not with them. She's not with them. Trust me. Trust me. Trust them. They don't know what I have been living through with these people upstairs. When I block them from my internet, they come and they bang on my front door as if that's going to make me let them use my internet. But they come and bang on my front door. Then they drop heavy things on the floor to startle me. They've actually done this at 5:30 in the morning, right over my bedroom. They drop these heavy things on the floor to startle me. This witch that lived in 1914, that lived above me in the 1900 building, she was doing the same thing. And the only way that I can describe it, because I have no clue what they're using, it sounds like if you can picture heavy hand weights with heavy weights on it, and someone just dropping it on the floor. That sound that it would make, That's what they do. That's what these people are doing to me at 5:30 in the morning, right over my bedroom to startle me. And this cop just says to me, "Oh, she's not with them. She's not with them." Not to mention the four black chicks that I saw. I heard them running down the stairs, and then I saw them in the silver car that was there the night before with their lights in my window and sitting out there for 45 minutes. So these cops are talking to me like I'm a friggin' lunatic. And I'm about to tell this entire story of what these cops have done to me. And what I'm asking everybody, and I mean everybody, if I have helped you in the slightest little way on this path, I'm asking that now you help me. I'm asking that you send this video to every news station in your area. And I don't care if it's not local to where I am, because I'm also going to be writing letters to the news stations in my area. Because I've had enough. I'm not living like this anymore. I am not living like this anymore. The police are supposed to protect and serve. They have not protected me or served me, but they have abused me and they have traumatized me. They are actually participating. I want you all to understand this very well. I am 63 years old. I am 63 years old. The Ocala police is participating in elder abuse. This is what they're doing. Now, when the cop came in the house and I told him what's going on, they're showing me these threatening videos on YouTube. The cop looked me in the eyes and he said, "Have you considered going to counseling?" I said, "What? Have you considered going to talk to somebody? Do you have any family here? Do you have anybody here?" I said, "I have nobody here." And I said, "These people know that I have nobody here." He said, "But have you considered going and talking to somebody? There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have to talk to somebody like I have some kind of mental issue. I need for the cops to do their job." So another cop came and I said, "They're hacked into my internet." I walked over here to my desk and I showed him the light that's on the modem. And I did show you guys this picture, and I'm gonna bring it out right now so I can show you again. And maybe I can bring the modem right here and you'll see it. You'll see that steady green light right there. You see the light where the Ethernet cord is. It's blinking green, right? This is a steady green light right there in port number 2. That's where they're hacked into my modem. And I am going to play you a recording that I made this morning with the tech support from the internet company here. And I asked them if I can record it, and the guy gave me permission. And I'm going to play what he said. Oh, so I showed him all the videos. And I said, they're all reading from paper. This is exactly what all his cult followers do. And he said, this just looks like that this is videos that come up in the recommended post. And yeah, this is nothing. This is nothing. Instead of listening to me and hear what I'm telling them, they're telling me what's happening. They're telling me what's happening. You will see here that they're hacked into my new iPhone 16. The messages, you will see now the messages app is there. Watch what it looked like just a little while ago. That's what the messages app looked like a little while ago. They shut down the whole app, signed me out of everything. This is what they do on a daily basis. This is the fight that I constantly have on a daily basis. And I have these cops coming here and talking to me like I'm crazy. Here's the recording from this morning. This is the internet company that I get my internet and my cable from. Here's the name, Cox Complete Care. Actually, this happened. I looked on the back of the modem. She asked me if the lights were on in the back of the modem. And I told her that in port number 2, where the Ethernet cords go, that there was a steady green light there, but there was nothing plugged in there. And actually, there was nothing plugged in at all. There were no Ethernet cords plugged into the modem at all. And there was a steady green light in port number 2. And she told me at that time that the modem is compromised. There should be no lights on when there are no Ethernet cords plugged into the modem. Do you have that same information? I'm checking on that right now. Thank you, sir. Just give me a moment to put this in a log. It's just a general question now. I have They shut off the recording so that I was unable to record, but I turned it back on. Okay, I just wanted to get that in the notes, so thank you for your patience. We appreciate it. But let me check on it and see. It doesn't sound like, some kind of thing, but I want to be safe. Okay. Make sure if those functions have any lights on it, because you've been compromised or hacked. That's not nothing lightly. That's just very serious. So we need to make sure we do. Yes, sir. It is very serious, and this is why I asked you to record the call. So how far back did this go with you having these issues with being compromised? This has been going on for 10 years. I'm being stalked by these people, but I've been with Cox for about a year and a half now. They were doing this to me when I was with Spectrum also. And the problem is that the police are not investigating, and I need to get evidence, because if they're not going to do anything, I'm taking this to the news media. Okay, so for when I research my system, on our modems, on that modem, if there's no Ethernet connected to that port, that light should be off. Thank you, sir. That's what the other technician told me. And this is a steady green light on port number 2. Now, here's the next question. You guys sent a technician here with a new panoramic Wi-Fi modem for me last week. The second that he plugged it into the cable wire to the wall, that same green light, steady green light, lit up on the new box, and it wasn't even used yet. The guy had just plugged it in. So they are getting my internet straight from the wall because the guy said, I don't know how they're doing this. We haven't even done anything yet. The box hadn't even fully uploaded yet. And the steady green light was there in same port number 2.
To be honest with you, with everything that I'm with technology, we're not going to overlook that, okay?
Say that one more time.
Going on. I say with everything going on with technology, we're not going to overlook that because these hackers, they're very sophisticated.
Yes, sir.
And
because they've taken over my modem, they've actually also taken over my cable. And I don't watch secular television. I only watch Christian shows on YouTube on my television. That's the only reason why I have cable. And they're actually putting up threatening videos to me on YouTube. And the cop just laughed in my face.
I apologize for that. That was very rude for the cop to do that. No, that's not nice. That's not right. People, well-being and security is very important.
Yes, sir. Thank you for saying that, and thank you for your support. Because I've had to fight and battle these people on my own for the last 3 years because the police have not helped me.
That is horrible to hear that they haven't helped you, the police. In 3 years, that's a long time to be dealing with this type of frustration. I would be frustrated at the least. I definitely understand. So, Miss Teresa, I was checking, and I see as of right now, when I was checking, I only see one thing connected. The top box, there's the power contour box, that's the only thing connected to the internet. Is that what you have on your end?
Yes, that's the only thing that I have in my house. And here's what I know that they're doing. They're using the Cox Wi-Fi network, and they're using the Cox mobile network to also hack into people's houses, to people's Wi-Fis. And they've literally taken over my iPhone 16. And nobody will listen to me. But I've been going through this for a very long time, and I know what they're doing. So the Cox Wi-Fi network and the Cox mobile network, they're using to hack into people's Wi-Fis, and people have no clue that they're being hacked into.
There's just some new type of stuff going on. I've never heard of this, but every time you look up, there's something new with these hackers.
Yes. And I'm telling you, they've destroyed over $50,000 of electronic equipment on me. And to have these cops laugh in my face, and they're literally calling me crazy. They're telling me, oh, maybe you should go for some counseling or something. I can't believe what's happening. I feel like I'm in a nightmare.
That is horrible.
It is awful. It is awful. I've never experienced anything like this before in my life.
Well, the cops are supposed to be there to protect and serve.
Yes.
Not to ridicule you. Really in church. That's not good. That's not good at all.
That's why I asked you to record your response, because I'm about to take it to the news media, because I'm done with this. 3 years this is going on, and they've refused to help me.
I did the research. I knew the answer, but I want to research for my children just to be safe, because this is a serious matter. Very serious, but you definitely already know that. And if it's to all internet ports, if there's nothing connected to those ports, the light should be off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I actually took a picture, and the cop came in my house last night, and and I showed him the light on the modem, and there was nothing plugged in there. He actually laughed in my face. And I said to him, I was told by Cox Complete Care that this modem is compromised. There should be no light on if there's no Ethernet cord plugged in there. And he said, oh, Cox told you that? So this is why I wanted your response recorded.
Well, our calls are recorded, and I understand why you want to record it. I don't mind at all. But it's definitely something weird going on over there. I got to admit that.
Yes. I've never seen a police department act like this before. I've never seen this in my life.
So, I'm not heard this correctly. I heard it correctly. Well, just for clarification, I just got to ask this again. So the last check came out there, no Ethernet cable connected. As soon as he connected the coax cable to the modem, the light came up on the Ethernet port.
Yes, sir.
I heard that correctly, right?
That is correct. And he told me that the modem was still uploading because it was a brand new modem. He took the compromised modem out, and it was the same exact port number 2. And that was usually the port that I always plugged everything in, the Ethernet cord. That was the port I always plugged everything into.
And he couldn't pick up on anything that was causing it?
No. He said, I don't know why that's happening like that. That shouldn't be happening like that. He said, how could they do this when we just plugged it in? How could they be in this modem already? So it's got to be that they're in the wherever the internet is coming in through the coax. They have to have access that via electronically, and they're using it that way. Because I know they're able to shut off my Wi-Fi. They actually shut my Wi-Fi off when I'm on my laptop.
I know this. I know you're aware of all the cyber attacks in the United States and the world and stuff like that. And I don't know how they do that stuff, but I'm not a hacker. I don't want to learn how to hack them. And all the scams that got going, a lot of stuff is very, very sophisticated.
Yes.
They're doing.
Yes. And it's very frustrating when people won't listen to you, especially law enforcement. So anyway, sir, I want to thank you for your time and thank you for taking the time to look this up and confirm what the other technician had told me. And I thank you for your permission to allow me to record this.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Don't you worry about it. And I hope when you go to the next level, you get some good results. Continue to protect yourself and be safe. But definitely, you was correct about the lights on the modem. You're 100% correct. But don't give up. Keep fighting. Because don't let those criminals, control your life. Don't do that.
I'm doing my best. And I appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. A panoramic Wi-Fi modem, the number 8. Okay. So for 3 years, I've been telling these cops that these people were hacked into my Wi-Fi. They have never even investigated. They did nothing but call me crazy. Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what actually happened approximately 3 or 4 years ago when all of this stuff happened. That was what I wanted to do. I should have got this before. I got so much on my mind. Give me 1 second. I have about 5 or 6 videos in the description of this, what you hear me calling this guy's real wife. Her name is Sarah Stephanie Landry. she's got 46 videos on leaving his cult. And she also, remember when the BBC came out with that documentary on Prophet TB Joshua, there was also a documentary made on Discovery Plus on this guy. It was called My Daughter Joined a Cult, and his wife was in this documentary. And here he is stalking me, threatening my life. I wasn't in no documentary. I didn't expose all his secrets. Here he is threatening my life. Okay, give me 1 second. That was the other thing that cop said last night. I said, this guy has tried to kill me at least 13 times already. He goes, oh, really? 13 times? Didn't even ask me how. What are you doing? Didn't ask me anything. Just mocks me. Just mocks me. There's more spirits there. Okay, I'm going to record this short video so that you guys can actually see it. This is actually my favorite video. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys. Here's what has happened. Um, about 3 or 4 years ago, this warlock sent his goons. I lived in a place called Carlton Arms. This guy sent his goons to try to kidnap me and kill me. I told you guys, the angels came to me at night and told me, don't go for a ride with these people because they're going to kill you. And about a week later, the guy pulled up in the car and ordered me to get in the car. So I was very aware of my surroundings, and I was waiting for them to do something. So I caught it all on security camera footage. I brought it to the police department. So here's what we have. We have a video of the make, model, and color of the car. We have video of the license plate number, and we also have a picture of the perp, because this guy had been threatening me on YouTube. We had a picture of the perp. I brought it all to the Ocala Police Department. Do you know what they said? I can't hear him order you to get in the car. I can't hear him order you to get in the car. Another time, They broke in my house. And what they would normally do would be they would turn down my Christ head and my praying hands, their crystal objects on my wall unit. They would turn them down to let me know that they were in my house. So I said, they're not just going to keep walking in and out of my house anytime they want. So finally, this time I called the cops. This same cop, he's from the robbery division. He comes to my house. I showed him the praying hands were laid down. He says, "Well, it's got a smooth surface. I'm probably not going to get any fingerprints. Do you still want me to dust it?" I said, "Please." And he said, "Are you noticing that anything is missing?" I said, "Not that I can tell anything is missing. I can't see that anything is missing, but they let me know that they were in my house." And I told these cops that they had their people get hired in the maintenance department of Carlton Arms, and there's no doubt in my mind they have their people in the maintenance department in this place also, which is why the first thing I always do when I move into these apartments is I change the locks. So what happens? Their people are in the maintenance department. They have pass keys to everybody's house. So there were several times, 3 o'clock in the morning, my alarm was going off. I call 911. The cops go there and they won't even dust for prints. They won't do anything. They're treating me like I'm a friggin' lunatic. They won't do anything. The next night, 4 o'clock in the morning, my alarms are going off. The only thing that stopped these people from getting in my house was that I had bungee cords tied around the doorknob and tied around the banister to the steps to keep the door closed. That was the only thing that stopped them from getting in my house to get at me. And I told the cops, their people are working here and they have pass keys. This is why you're not seeing scratch marks on the lock, that they're picking the lock. They have a key. They didn't want to hear that. Well, come a couple of weeks later, I catch on my security video this blonde chick riding up in Carlton Arms golf cart. And she gets off the golf cart and she goes to the same car the guy was driving when he told me to get in the car. It was the same exact car. She got in that car and she turned it around because the way he had it parked, he pulled right in. So the license plate was sticking out to the street. She went and turned the car, backed it in the spot. So the license plate was not sticking out on the street. And I caught that on my security camera. And I said, this girl works in maintenance. This girl was, she had blonde hair. It was very long down to her butt. And I had seen her in maintenance. There was another woman there. Her name was Debbie. She was another blonde and she had hair down to her shoulders. I caught her doing some kind of business with the guy that was next door in 212, who was constantly letting me know that they were monitoring me every time I left my house and every time I was coming in. Every time I left my house, this guy would come out his door to let me know that he knew that I left my house. And I saw this girl, Debbie, doing business with this guy in the dark outside about 9 o'clock. And I was just coming home from work. I wasn't snooping or anything. I was coming home from work and they were in my parking space. And the guy from 212 got really pissed off and stormed back in his house. And then she came over to me about 5 minutes later because I had bags in the car that I went back out to bring in the house. And she said, I was just helping your neighbor man move some furniture. And I thought to myself, really, you witch? You're going to move furniture in a golf cart? Is that right? Is that right? And I just looked at her and I said, look, I don't care what you're doing. I just needed my parking spot. I have bags that I got to get out of my car. She had the foulest energy. She absolutely had demons. Absolutely the foulest energy on that woman. Both of those chicks got fired from Carlton Arms. I told the manager what was happening. I showed her the security footage. When I showed her the footage of the guy ordering me to get in the car, you know what she said? You're never going to believe it. She said the same exact thing that cop said to me. I can't hear him tell you to get in the car. Well, you can see just by my body language that something is very wrong. Then the other guy that moved in next door, he had a black Nissan. I was trying to leave to go to work in the morning. He pulled up behind me, and you see him moving closer to my car so that I absolutely could not get out. And I'm blaring on my horn for him to get out of the way. And he just stood there, and all they do, they type on their Android phones. That's all they do. And he refused to move. So I drove up on the sidewalk and I left and I went to work. These are the things that I've had to live through. And these cops want to sit here and call me crazy. And they've done nothing to help me, not one bit to help me. So here's what happened. I want to show you this video that I just recorded. At this time, when this warlock sent his goons here to try to kidnap me and kill me, he was brutally attacking me in the spirit. He was brutally attacking me in the spirit. I could see demons all over my house, all over my furniture, on the floor. I went through everything. I washed everything to get rid of these demons. And I was seeing them in the sky. Now, here's the thing that I want to tell you. These cops are saying that I'm crazy because I was seeing these demons in the sky. When I called in August and said that this warlock was here and he's threatening to kidnap me and kill me, that was the first thing. And I believe it was that same cop from robbery because I recognized his voice. And he said, "Oh, you." He said, "You're the one that sees demons in the sky, don't you?" He wouldn't even come to my house. And here's the thing I want to say to everybody. In the event that I was batshit crazy, is my life worth any less than anybody else? That's the only thing that matters. Is my life worth any less than anybody else? These cops would not even come to my house. So here's what I want to show you now. First, let me show you this video. No, let me do this first. I want you to understand what the definition of a hallucination is, because they're saying that I'm crazy, that I'm seeing things that don't exist. I want you to see what the definition of a hallucination is. A hallucination, this is AI overview. A hallucination is a vivid sensory experience, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or feeling something that seems real but isn't, occurring without an external stimulus, and is often a symptom of mental illness like schizophrenia, neurological conditions like Parkinson's, sleep deprivation, medication side effects, or substance use, though it can happen to healthy people during stress or grief. While often linked to severe issues, there are false perceptions created by the brain, distinct from illusions, which are misinterpreting real input or dreams. And now here's the thing I want to show you. We're going to the Bible. We're going to 1 Samuel. Chapter 3. The boy Samuel ministered before the Lord under Eli. In those days, the word of the Lord was rare. There were not many visions. One night, Eli, whose eyes were becoming so weak that he could barely see, was lying down in his usual place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the house of the Lord, where the ark of God was. Then the Lord called Samuel. Samuel answered, "Here I am." And he ran to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." But Eli said, "I did not call you. Go back and lie down." So he went and lay down. Again, the Lord called Samuel, and Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." "My son," Eli said, "I did not call you. Go back and lie down." Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord. The word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. A third time the Lord called, "Samuel." And Samuel got up and went to Eli and said, "Here I am, you called me." Then Eli realized that the Lord was calling the boy. So Eli told Samuel, go and lie down, and if he calls you, say, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. The Lord came and stood there, calling as at the other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel said, speak, for your servant is listening. Now, I want you to understand, this is one of the prolific prophets that we have in the Bible. These people would have said this kid had schizophrenia. This kid was hearing things that weren't there. He was having auditory hallucinations when in fact the Lord was speaking to him. And he was a prophet. And now I want to show you something. So a hallucination is something that is caused by the mind that is not real, and it's not it can't be external to the person who's seeing it. So which means if I'm having a hallucination, you would not be able to see my hallucination. Is that correct? Now watch this. Here's the video I just recorded. When it gets to the part where it's getting close, just look right above the house. There's lips right there. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Remember what I told you? These spirits
right here. There's lips.
Their mouth open. It's like they were screaming sometimes. I'll tell you what. Some of these spirits are funny. And then now that they stick their tongue at me now.
Watch this, right above the house.
Their mouths are wide open. It looks like they're screaming at me. After I burn them. Look at that huge face right there.
That's where you're going to see it. Right here.
It's a huge face right there. See, it just smiled. Is this amazing or what? It just smiled. Look, there's the tongue sticking out.
There's a tongue right there sticking out. There's a tongue.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
If I was hallucinating, I would never have been able to capture that on film. I am not schizophrenic. I am not crazy. I am a prophet. And what was happening, this warlock was brutally attacking me. First, he sent his goons on both sides of me. They took over the whole building. And then he brutally attacked me in the spirit. And I went to battle with this guy for 3 days. That's the sky over my house was black. Now, what happened at the same time that this attack was going on with this guru? I started working at a blood donation place here in Ocala. The name of it was called Life South Community Blood Donation. One of the guys that worked there, he was the unofficial team lead of the drivers. And I told him what was happening, that this guy was attacking me. And he sent his goons here to do some damage to me. And I said, do you know anywhere that I can get a gun? And he said, I can sell you a gun. Well, I didn't know this, but the guy was a retired corrections officer. He was dirty as all get out. Okay. So what he started doing was he was selling me guns out of his trunk in the parking lot of the blood donation center. The first gun he sold me was defective. It jammed when I went to the shooting range. It jammed. So I met this guy in the store, actually. He is an ex-SEAL, and an ex police chief from Minnesota who retired and moved to Florida, and he was beginning his own business. I signed up with him. He taught me how to clean a gun, how to hold a gun. He took me to the shooting range and taught me how to shoot the gun. I was very, very responsible with what I was doing. I was not a crazy lunatic like these people wanted to make me out to be. I also joined the concealed carry class, which I didn't have to do because Florida was doing away with the needed concealed carry class. I didn't have to do it, but I did it anyways because I had never owned a gun before, never needed to. I did everything responsibly. But this guy, this ex-correction officer, was selling me these guns out of the back of his car. The first gun that he sold me, we were on the clock, and he told me, go to this store. He told me where the store was, and he told me what kind of bullets to buy, what kind of holster to get. He told me where to sign up for the concealed carry class, and I was still on the clock. And he told me, don't clock out. Don't clock out. You'll clock out when you come back. Just run to the store, get what you need, and come back. And I stopped at the bank. I pulled out money so I could pay him for the gun that I just bought from him. And he was telling me to do these things. And I have to tell you, under normal circumstances, I would have never agreed to do that because I know that that's wrong. But under these circumstances, I was under so much stress. I just did what the guy said. And he said, you'll clock out when you come back. Just go and get what you need. And that's exactly what I did. Well, then he sold me another gun out of the trunk of his car in the parking lot of Life South Community Blood Center. And the same thing happened. Stay on the clock, go to the bank, get his money out, go buy some more bullets, and then go buy training bullets so that I can bring them to the shooting range and practice shooting. And still on the clock, clock out when I got back. This was a regular routine in that place. He and this girl, Judy, they were sleeping together. They all did the same thing there. So I was the newest person there. I was there only 2 months. And I was under severe stress at the time. I did what he said to do. He also gave me his personal phone number. He said, if you need anything, call me or text me on my personal number so that the office cannot track what we're talking about and what we're saying. And I said, okay, fine. I never called him or texted him, except the one time that I wanted to get a Glock. And it was a small enough Glock for me to handle, but I couldn't find it anywhere in Ocala. So I had to drive to Gainesville at Bass Pro Shop to go and get it. So that's what I did. I drove to Bass Pro Shop and I texted him and I said, I'm going to Gainesville to pick up my gun and I will drop the phone off. I'll sign out when it's time for me to sign out, and I will drop the phone off on my way back to when I get to Ocala. And he said, okay. What this guy was doing, and here's the reason why. When I started in the training classes with the ex-Navy SEAL, he told me that the first gun the guy gave me was defective. He said, and he didn't say the guy sold me a defective gun on purpose. He just said the gun is defective. He needs to send it back to Smith & Wesson and have them fix it or have them exchange it. So I told him this. He got highly offensive that the guy that I was training with told me that the gun he gave me was defective. And from that moment on, this guy never spoke to me again at work. And I said, I don't understand what the attitude is about. I said, the guy didn't accuse you of anything. He just said the gun is defective. You need to send it back to Smith & Wesson. What did he do? He wound up selling that gun to somebody else. So I believe now that he absolutely sold me a defective gun on purpose because he went and did it again and sold it to somebody else. And then what happened? His girlfriend from the office, she was supposed to come back to the office to let me pick up the load that I was supposed to bring to the hospital in not Naples. a couple of towns down. I can't think of it now. And she never came back to the office. She drove there herself. And this is not the first time that she had done this. So she took over my route. She didn't ask me. She didn't get my permission. Left me sitting in that office doing nothing, absolutely nothing. So I got ticked off because this was not the first time it was done. So I wrote a letter to the office manager, to her, and to this make-believe team lead, which was the dirty cop, and to this girl. And I said, we need to have mutual respect in the office, that if this is my run, I need to go on my run. I don't like sitting in the office doing nothing either. And from that moment on, they were both gang attacking me. They were writing down every move that I made in that office. So this one day, it's like a normal day for me. I'm going to work, and I'm always full of stress when I left my house at Carlton Arms, because I never knew when these people were going to try to attack me. And they always tried to attack me when I was leaving my car or going to my car. And I was always in high stress every time I had to leave the house, or anytime I had to get out of my car to go into the house. So after I got in the car, I calmed down a little bit, and I said, all right, let's just go and have a nice day at work. I pull up in the parking lot. There's 2 police cars there, 2 Ocala police cars there. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So I go and I put my badge to the employee lock on the door. My badge is not working. I'm like, and I'm thinking somebody's hurt. Somebody must have got shot in there. And I'm a retired nurse. The first thing is, let me run in there to see if I can help these people. I go around the building and I'm looking around. There's people getting blood transfusions in there, and nothing is out of order. And I'm like, what's going on? I was like, why are there 2 cop cars out there, and why is the door locked? And nobody would say anything to me. So I go walking towards the back, and all of a sudden, a police officer comes out of the back towards me and says, are you Teresa? I said, yeah. She goes, can you come with me, please? I was like, what's going on here? The branch manager was there. I had never met this chick in my life. And the regional manager who stayed at that office was there. She was in cahoots with the dirty cop and his girlfriend, doing all this to me. And they brought me to a back office. They gave me a trespass, a no trespass. I've never had a no trespass in my entire life. I'm 63 years old. I've never had a no trespass in my entire life. I don't even know what's going on yet. My mind is spinning here. I don't even know what's going on. I said, am I being fired? And she said, yes, you're being fired. Give me your badge. And she goes, do you have anything on you? Anything else from the company? I said, just my shirt. She goes, keep it. And I had no clue what was happening to me. The cop told me that I could go and I'm not to step foot on the property ever again. Like, why? Am I some kind of threat to these people? These people went and told the police that I was threatening them on YouTube, and that they knew that I had 2 guns and they were afraid of me. I had never even had an argument with these people, never even raised my voice with these people. Never. They started watching my YouTube videos, and I was actually leaving digs for these animals who were trying to kill me. And I kept telling them, it's going to be me or you, and it's not going to be me. So just know that. And I was leaving these goons messages. I wasn't speaking to anybody at that office there. And they knew. This is the thing that got me. The dirty cop and his girlfriend and the regional manager there, I told them all what was happening. They knew what was happening. And that dirty cop knew why I needed the guns. And what he tried to do, and what he actually was successful in doing, was having the cops take those guns away from me. So I had no way to defend myself from these people anymore. So they told me that I can leave. And I started to go back out of the parking spot to go home. And the cop said to me, hold up a minute. I think maybe the detective wants to speak to you. A detective wants to speak to me for what? She said, just wait here. Let's see if the detective wants to speak to you. Then she comes over to me. There's a cop standing outside with me. She comes over to me with her cell phone, and she's on my YouTube page. And she's looking at my videos. And she said, do you know what's in this video? The video's over an hour. I said, look, they're Bible teaching. I'm teaching the Bible on these videos. And she said, were you threatening anybody in this office? I said, is that what these people are telling you? I've never even had a loud word with these people. I said, what about this one? So the video right above where she was pointing, it said, Christians should never be vigilantes. I said, what about this video? She said, oh, okay, I see that. I see that. She says, just wait here. Just wait here. So I started getting really, really anxious, and I started praying in tongues. And this smart-ass cop that was standing there said, oh, what language is that are you praying? So you understand these people were not Christians. They didn't understand Christian doctrine, Christian lingo. How we get mad at people, we get mad at each other out here, and we call each other demons out here. They don't understand that because they're not Christians. And here they are watching my page. For what reason? What reason are these people watching my page? So he goes, oh, what language is that? What are you doing? I said, I'm praying in my prayer language to God the Father. And I said, God, please help us. And I just started crying. He goes, oh, we're going to help you. We're going to help you. And I'm like hell you are. I said, I've been asking you to help me for months now. He goes, oh, did you think you were just going to go and shoot everybody up? I was like, what? I said, if you people would do your job, it would never come down to me having to defend myself. But you're not doing your job. So what they did was, she kept saying to me, are you suicidal? I said, no. Are you homicidal? I said, no. She said, well, I'm going to Baker Act you because you see things in the sky that I don't see. And I think you might be a danger to have guns in your possession when you see things in the sky that other people don't see. This was just, they were going to think of anything they could think of so that they can take my guns away from me. That's all they cared about. And the people at Life South, they filed false charges against me, and they knew that what they were doing was false. They knew that what they were doing was false. So what happened? They took me over to the Vines over here. It's a mental health hospital. And I talked to the doctor, and believing that these are honest people and they're really there to help people. So I'm going to speak the truth and be gone and go home. I got to look for a new job now to get away from these animals. And so I'm talking to her, and she, I don't know if she asked me or however it came about, and I told her I was a prophet. Oh, you're a prophet? And do you believe that you're never going to die, and you're just going to live forever, and that you're up there with the Almighty? I said, no, I'm a human being, and I'm going to die just like you are. What is this all about? So she did not want to hear the truth. The second that I said I was a prophet, she had labeled me schizophrenic, and that I was having delusions of grandeur. And I was hallucinating because I was seeing faces in the sky. And well, I couldn't be hallucinating if I was actually taking pictures of the faces in the sky and showing them to you guys on my YouTube page. I could not be hallucinating. As I just showed you that video with the tongue sticking out, I could not be hallucinating. So what did they do? she had another psychiatrist co-sign with her saying that I was schizophrenic. And they were going to give me medication for schizophrenia, and I refused to take it. I said, I don't have schizophrenia. There's nothing wrong with me. And because I was refusing to take the medication, she put in that I was medically incompetent. Medically incompetent. They had a hearing saying that I was medically incompetent, and if I did not take their poison, that they were going to forcibly hold me down and stick me with a needle and shoot that shit in me. And I said, this is only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I started taking the medication, and I said, all right, I'm taking your garbage. I want to leave now. No, 20 days. I was locked in that place. 20 days. They towed my car to the junkyard. My baby had never been treated so badly in its life. They towed my car to the junkyard. There's a big gash on the top of the side of the piece that goes on the side where the doors. There's a big gash in there now. And over almost, I think, $600 to get my car out of that place. And what I had to go through, because these people from Life South filed a false police report on me, and these cops did whatever they wanted to do to take my guns away from me. So this has been going on since then. So now anytime I call the police when I need help, they hear my name and they say, oh, you're the one that sees the demons in the sky. That's what they say to me. When the fact of the matter is, this guy is a full-blown warlock and he practices black magic, and he was in full out attack of me. And this is what he was doing. And I had to fight him back, and I absolutely did. But if I was having hallucinations, I would never be able to take pictures of these things. I would never be able to take pictures of these things. This is what the Ocala police has done to me. They have traumatized me. They have abused me. They have put my life in danger. They have failed to protect and serve. And they're also involved in elder abuse at this point. I am 63 years old, having to live through this nightmare. And they are refusing to help me. Then when they come to my house, they speak down to me like I'm just a crazy nut job. There's no respect whatsoever. And they laugh in my face and say, have you ever thought about going for counseling or going for help or talking to somebody? When I called them, when Cox told me that I needed to file a police report about the hacking in my modem, I called him again. I said, Cox told me I need to file a police report. This female cop wasn't going to come here. She heard my name and she was not going to come here. And she said, well, if you don't know the name of the people who are doing this, I said, I know who's doing it. I know who they're working for. I don't know these people personally. I never met them a day in my life, but they're being paid to do this by this crazy demonized warlock. I know who's doing it. I said, but I don't want to speak on the phone because they're listening to my calls. And she wasn't going to come until, because after I said they're listening to my calls, I also said, and they're threatening to kill me. When I said they're threatening to kill me, they cut my voice off. So she wouldn't hear that I said they're threatening to kill me. And it was the fact that they did that and they cut my voice off. And she heard the difference and she said, hello, hello. And then I came back on. I said, hello, can you hear me? Because I was just talking. And I said, hello, can you hear me? And she said, I'll be right there. So it was the fact that they cut my voice off so the cop wouldn't hear me say they're threatening to kill me, that made her understand that they actually were in my phone and they were listening to what I was saying. So she did come to the house. This is what I'm going through here. This is what I've been going through for the last 3 or 4 years. When I got out of that hospital, the first thing I did was stop taking that poison that they put me on for schizophrenia that I did not have. It was a false diagnosis. I did not have schizophrenia. I stopped taking that medicine. I went through the most horrific withdrawals, that the muscles in my body were going into spasms all over my body from the poison that these people forced me to take. This is what the Ocala police have done to me instead of protecting me and helping me. And now they come to my house and I literally show them proof on my modem. I show them the green light is a steady green light and there's no Ethernet cord in there. And this idiot cop just actually put a smirk on his face and started going, okay, really? And I said to him, Cox Complete Care told me that my modem is compromised. Oh, Cox told you that? And he did nothing about it. He did nothing about it. And then I said, this witch upstairs, this girl, this black girl, I said, she's one of their witches. Oh, she's not with them. Trust me, she's not with them. She's not with them. She's not one of their witches. Oh, you know? You know? This is what I'm going through here. And all of you people, all of you see is that I get on here every day and I try to teach you the Bible. I try to teach you the way on the narrow path. And you don't have any clue what I'm living through on a day-to-day basis, as I'm also living through the attacks of these false teachers out here. This is what I'm living through. So when you hear me say that I have actually gone through the suffering, the same exact kind of suffering as the apostles did, I actually was held against my will in a flying nut house for no reason. I did not belong there. I did not belong there. All because I said I was a prophet. And what happened? I said to that psychiatrist, who is this guy that signed off with you that said I was a psychiatrist? I said, this guy never even looked at me, never spoke one word to me. How is he signing off that I'm a schizophrenic? She said, oh, honey, he was here. He spoke to you. You just don't remember. I went ballistic. I went ballistic. I was in a lockdown unit and they would only let you write with crayons on a piece of paper. I wrote, I want this psychopath investigated. She's here gaslighting me, telling me this psychiatrist interviewed me, and nobody interviewed me. I never saw that psychopath again. I absolutely never saw that psychopath again. They had 2 new psychiatrists on that unit. She was never back on that unit again. And I actually had a somewhat of an apology before I left. The social worker on that unit looked at me and he said, I really believe we made a mistake with you. I really believe we made a mistake. And I said, thank you for that. You absolutely made a mistake. This was my suffering. This was my suffering. And this is what Corey Minor got his feathers in an uproar yesterday, because I said I had actually gone through the same suffering as everyone who has been out teaching the Bible, what they've gone through. I have gone through it. And then some. I have been living like this for 10 years now. For the last 3 or 4 years, he has had his goons here trying to kidnap me and kill me. They follow me into stores. They follow me on the roads. And the cops are not doing anything. They're not investigating. They're not doing anything. And they're calling me crazy. disrespecting me, mocking me. So I'm asking every brother or sister who is a true Christian and on the narrow path, if I have ever said anything that has helped you on this path, I'm asking you today for your help. I'm asking you to send this video to every news outlet, news station that you can think of. And I will be writing, because I can't send it on the internet on my laptop because they're hacked in here. And no doubt they will try to stop me, which is what they always do. So I will handwrite letters to these people and I will mail them out and let them know what's happening here to me. Somebody needs to look into this police department, to see what's going on here and why they have failed to protect me. I have been brutalized by this police department. And now what they did, while I was in that nut house, they went and got a protective order against me from towards the lion's sack of crap at Life South Community Blood Center. That now on my background screenings, it shows up that I have a misdemeanor on my background screening. I want you to understand, I have been a law-abiding citizen my entire life. I have been a registered nurse. I've had to carry a professional license. I've had to pass a level 2 background check my entire adult life. And now my background check shows a misdemeanor for something that I had never done. Because these criminals filed an illegal police report on me, a false police report on me. Because I let it out on my YouTube page that fake cop wannabe correction officer, that dirty cop, was selling me guns out of the trunk of his car in the parking lot of Life South. So now he wanted to get my guns taken away from me. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did. Now on my record also, I also now have a diagnosis of schizophrenia. As I continuously work every single day, I never miss a day of work, care for myself. I'm on no psych meds whatsoever. And now I have a diagnosis of schizophrenia on my record because of the Ocala Police Department and the lion sack of crap at Life South Community Blood Center. And I'm going to investigate, because I want, more than anything else, to file police charges against these people for falsely filing a police charges against me. It was all false. I had never even had an argument with these people. I was in shock when I was told that I was being fired. I didn't even know for what. They wrote this whole big thing out that I was on the clock and I was leaving the place and I was going. Well, I was doing that, but their so-called unofficial team lead was the one who was telling me to do it. And because I was under such stress because of what these people were doing to me, I didn't even think twice about it. I said, this guy is telling me to do it. It must be okay. They all do it. They all do it. But no, everything I did, they wrote down, and they handed it to the HR director. And that's what the HR director wrote on the paper that they mailed to me when they fired me. I also was never allowed to say the name of Jesus in that place. Even if somebody had something good happen to them and I said, praise the Lord, I would get side-eyed. I was not even allowed to say praise the Lord in that place. They were all operating from Antichrist spirits in that place. I should have left when I was first told that I could not mention the name of Jesus there. I should have left, but I needed a job so bad. I stayed. I learned my lesson the hard way. This is what I have been through the last 3 or 4 years. And I feel like I'm in a nightmare and I can't wake up. And the only thing that has kept me sane, thank you, Lord. The only thing that has kept me sane is Jesus. And I have gone deeper and deeper and deeper in the Lord all this time. These people have tried to destroy me, and they can't destroy me. They can't destroy me. I've gotten stronger. I've gotten stronger in the Lord. And they don't even know how I survived what I have been through. They're dumbfounded at how I've done this. And the reason why they're dumbfounded is because they don't know my God. They don't know my God, but I do. And this is why I don't put up with any lying guff out here from these false teachers. I know my God, and I know what he's done in my life. And I had nobody. I had no family. I didn't know anybody here. And you think, let me tell you this, as a little girl, my stepfather was a New York City narcotics detective, and he always told me, if you're ever in trouble, go to the police. If you're ever in trouble, go to the police and they'll help you. Like hell they will. Like hell they will. I am on a mad campaign right now that every news station in this country is going to hear about my story. And somebody's going to do something about something. That's all I have to say. Because I'm done living like this. I'm done being disrespected. I'm done that I am the only person in this town, it seems like, that the cops won't even come to my house when I call them. The cops won't even come to my house when I call them. And I want to play this video for you one more time. As I said, if I was hallucinating, I would have never been able to capture this on video.
So it started raining again. See the faces in the sky.
There's a mouth right there. You see it? There's the lips right there. Lips right there.
Remember what I told you? These spirits showed up. Usually
look at that. There's a mouth and there's nostrils right here. Are you people seeing it?
Some of these spirits are funny. And then now that they stick their tongue at me now. And some of them, their mouths are wide open. It looks like they're screaming at me. After I burn them. Look at that huge face right there. Right here. It's a huge face right there. See, it just smiled. Is this amazing or what? It just smiled. Look, there's the tongue sticking out at me.
Right there. Right there.
Oh my God, that is so funny. So it started raining again.
Now, if these beings are in the sky and they're actually moving, they're interacting, sticking their tongue at me, I'm hallucinating. I'm hallucinating. When I can capture it on video, I'm hallucinating. I don't think so. I'm going to get this video and I'm going to put it in the description. Every single person on this internet who has the equipment to see if this was photoshopped, please, by all means, go ahead and do it. I want you to understand, and those of you that were here with me 3 or 4 years ago, you saw the images that I was taking pictures of constantly, and I was posting them on here for you. Why? I wanted you people to fully understand that the spirit world was real. That was the reason why I did that. So that you were not just getting my word for it, but that you would fully understand, that you would see with your own eyes that the spirit world was real. That was why I did it. So this lion cop says to me that I'm seeing things that they can't see. Well, all they have to do is look at the video. Why weren't they able to see it? And as you look at the video, when I post it in the description, I want you to pay attention to the clouds. And how I always saw the faces first was I saw lips. If you're able to catch the mouth, then you go up, you'll be able to see the nose, and eventually you'll see the eyes. Some of these faces are like hundreds of miles high. So I always caught the mouth first, and then I would go up and I would see the nose, and I would go up and then I would see the eyes, because these things were huge. But I caught tons of pictures of these things and I posted them for you on my page. So how, pray tell, could that be a hallucination? I have been abused. I have been traumatized. I have been falsely held in a nut house. I have been forced to take their poison. I have had my weapons taken away from me, which was the only way that I had to defend myself against people who are trying to kill me. And these cops are not even coming when I call. Oh, you're the one who sees demons in the sky, aren't you? This is the way they protect and serve. I don't care if I have to write 100 letters. I'm mailing them out to every news organization in this country. People have to know what I'm living through here. And somebody with a heart has to help me, because I'm tired of living like this. There's no reason for it. As you will see in the videos that I put in the description, this is the girl that I was calling his true wife. She was living with him in India at the Adinam. And when she came out, she spilled her guts about everything. So did everybody else that left him. They spilled their guts about all of his charges, all of his crimes, up to including murder, rape, kidnapping, land stealing, everything. Everything. It wasn't me that did that. It wasn't me that did that. But for 10 years, this skank has been doing this to me, and I've had enough of it. I've had enough. I'm going to leave this here. If you have the love of God in your heart, please help me and send this video to as many news organizations as you possibly can. I appreciate your help, and God bless you. Everything will be in the description.